And you been keeping up with what's going on across the country, man?
Man, listen, everything is crazy, bro. Lay it on me, man. What's good?
I don't even know if I want to do a 1201 instead of so wild, bro. Keep it 100.
Lay it on me, bro.
Man, yo, I'm so beyond fed up. Beyond fed up. Like everything with the way things are being portrayed in the media with these riots, man.
Oh yeah.
It's for real. Got me thinking about taking a couple weeks off from the joint,
bro. I was talking to Shay about that today. I was like, well, what did we do? She was like, shoot, real talk, Canada right there.
Canada right there.
I'm like, listen, this is too much, bro. It's wild. Like
we was just saying on the last episode, man, I'm glad everything that happened, I'm glad we didn't get the rioting.
Yeah.
And then
it come. It happened during the week. That's why I said, bro, 2020 is canceled, bro. Yeah. I still stand by that. It's canceled.
Yeah. But I gotta talk about it, man. I mean, yo, we on. I'm just gonna roll with it, man.
We on, bro.
We on, man. Welcome to 1201 the podcast. If you don't know it, get to know the ads and all the hashtags and everything we do. Right to the bullshit. Like, honestly, man, I'm so sick of the way police been treating us, the way privileged people been treating us. Like, straight up, man.
It's crazy.
It's not cool. It's not cool. You know what I'm saying?
Not at all.
And out here, the police is a fraternity, man.
It is.
Everywhere, police is a fraternity. If you know any fraternity, it is basically a majority leader.
Yeah.
And once you got the majority leader, everybody fall in line.
Yeah.
So, I much respect to everybody that's out there, no matter what side you on. But man, these cops is wilding, man.
They're at no point did this man had to put his knee on his neck.
No, man.
Even if he did, I even give a small benefit of that. Even if he did do that to quote unquote detain him, 8 minutes. 8 minutes.
Absolutely no reason for
8
that.
minutes.
There's absolutely no reason for that. There's absolutely no reason for that.
And what pissed me off even more is that there's cops there. Like at some point, something has to go off in your head. Total. Yeah. At some point in time, somebody should have been like, you know what? This is bro. You out of line. You way out of pocket. Like that's not even cool. Nobody. They just stood there. They just stood there and watched it. And that's the thing that pissed me off the most about it. Like, even if that did happen like that, that's the whole reason why you call backup. You know what I'm saying? For a situation that may require you to, jump in and help, because some situations are like that. Not saying with black people, but just, in general. Like, there's some people who are hostile. But come on.
But you know what? Once you have control of a situation,
that's it.
Not need to use excessive force.
I agree. Totally.
Every standard takedown, I've been in a couple stop and frisk type of situation. It's always, if you on the car, lift you up once you're detained. If you're on the floor, lift you up, at least sit you down while you're detained.
Yeah.
No one sits there.
There was no reason for it. He's not armed. He didn't swing at nobody. He's already in cuffs. What do you want him to do? He ain't trying to run away. He passed out.
It's ridiculous.
He fell. Regardless of how he fell, come on. That doesn't mean. And then just reading some of the stories, it was like, all right, he fell, and they said that they called an ambulance because he was having some kind of medical issue on the ground. So right then and there, if you see somebody done passed out or somebody done fell and they're having some kind of medical issue and you're calling the ambulance, at what right do you have to be on somebody's neck at that point, if you realize it?
Every police is trained that when somebody is physically hurt, they know how to do field medic.
Yeah.
They can field dress any situation until paramedic arrived. What he was doing was, it was just outright blatant.
Yeah. There's so many other non-lethal probably moves that they probably taught them to do that. I don't think that's the case, And then this even, we can go rewind it even back even further. First of all, who called the cops because somebody came in with a quote unquote fake 20? Like, who does that? You know how much counterfeit money comes in and out of these places?
He was chilling and relaxing after the counterfeit. He wasn't even
that's it.
Trying to buck.
In the wheel.
Exactly.
But who calls the cop? My thing is, who calls the cops on $20? And then he's buying cigarettes. Like, I could see if he came in there with 50s, 100s, you know, trying to buy some big purchase, like maybe something like a TV or something like that. All right. But by the time you call the cops and they come, like, you know, like who does that? And then on top of that, you didn't take their money or whatever may happen. He didn't get your product. And now he's chilling, not even in front of your store. He's chilling across the street, you know, minding his business. So who calls the cops for something like that? To me, that sounds like that he had a description or something like that, or maybe knew that he was coming to the shop and it was like, hey, you know, hey, that guy you said you was looking for, or that guy that's wanted, he's over here. He's across the street over there in the other side. And the thing is, the police asked the other shop where everything was quote unquote being blocked not to release that footage.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
Come on. It's wild, bro. And you know, it just make you think, man, like how can you raise kids in a place where they're not being protected? If we as adults, as human beings, can't be protected, how can we raise our kids in a place that's like that? My kids have so many questions, bro. They have so many questions. They're like, hey, why is this police officer on the net? Why are these fires happening? And why is all these people rioting and stuff like that? And I have to explain to them, you know, what's going on. And, you know, kids got a lot of logic. You know, for them to not know a lot of stuff, they know. You know, they know when things are not right, you know? And, bro, it's ugly.
It's super ugly. Man, it's super ugly, and there's a lot of there's a lot of shady stuff going on too.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? As far as like who started it out there in Minneapolis.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They got certain footage flying around. I don't know how confirmed it is, but you know, some of the individuals that were starting to break windows and break businesses, you know, they seem to be tied in with the local authorities.
Yeah, and you know, telling. And I talked to a dude on Instagram. Like, matter of fact, he was on King and D's page. They was like, you know, hey, you know, what good way to show a protest by breaking into Louis Vuitton and stealing bags? You know, they're disgracing his name and such and such and such. And I was like, you know, they're not going in Louis Vuitton and say, hey, you know, I'm getting this bag in the name of George. You know, I'm getting this bag. I was like, you know, people like the looting. I put it like this: if somebody else break the glass and it's wide open, people are going to see it as a quote unquote window of opportunity.
Bro, it is what it is.
Do that. It's part of the chaos.
That's fine. That part I understand. That's human nature. But what I don't understand is these would have all been peaceful protests. I believe these would have all been peaceful protests, as they've always been for the longest. We haven't rioted like this in a minute.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it would have been peaceful if somebody didn't tip the scale. And I feel like the party that tipped the scale, you know what I'm saying, isn't the party that's going to pay for it.
Yeah, no. I mean, I will say this time broke the straw on the camel's back. I don't think that there's nothing peaceful about that. And, you know, I posed the question to everybody who's saying, oh, you know, looting and rioting and stuff is not okay. And stuff like that. Like, I don't agree with the looting and setting things on fire, but at the same time, you know, if you tried peaceful protesting, if you tried going through the judicial system to get justice for these things, and people are getting off on murder, walking, you know what I'm saying?
There's too many blockades.
Yeah, and it's it's too many instances of it happening. It's not that it's a once in a while thing or something.
It's systematic. It's a systematic plan.
Exactly.
It's all systematically planned. I mean, from the difficulty it is to get registered to vote, to actually vote, the requirements to vote, you know what I'm saying? All of those stipulations to the fact that lobbyists are the ones that really run the laws and the regulations.
Exactly. And it's like, how can you win? How can you win when the system is against you? How can you win when you try to be peaceful? How can you win when you try to do the right things?
So true.
Like, what are you expected to do? You know, what
that's a
what
tough
are you expected
reality.
to do?
It's a blessing that kids got that sensibility in them.
Yeah.
And that logic in them.
Yeah.
But it's a difficult reality to really just kind of adapt to. You know what I'm saying?
Like, what are you supposed to do? If you can't be peaceful, you know, I'm all for trying to do things peacefully in the right way. Like, I totally agree with that. If that, you know, before I say set things on fire and stuff like that, you know, I would rather somebody try to, you know, talk it out or go through whatever system. But if the system is against you, there ain't much you could do. it ain't much you could do. And, you know, just to rewind it back to how history was, like, you had two choices. We either made peace, we made war. And the worst thing that we could have on right now is kind of how it used to be back in the 19s, like right before the Civil Rights Act and all that stuff, like all out war in the streets. You know what I mean? Where you can't even go outside. You people think this coronavirus kept people inside. Imagine going outside and people purging. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like we're close to that. I feel like we're close to a purge because of everything that's going on, bro.
I mean, it's not far-fetched. Years ago, people would have been like, okay, that's a very far out there theory. It's not that far-fetched.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I feel like if it keep going, we're going to be close to a purge. And
so Louis, it's super unfortunate. And look at what the internet is doing to people, because now it's glorifying it. Instead of going out there and maybe actually, like the precinct in Minnesota that got burnt down.
Yeah.
That, I'm kind of cool with that. I'm fine with that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But like you said, it's like going to Louis V, and then they did Dior, and they did Icebox in Atlanta, which is wild to me, because that's, you know, that's a small owned business.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's not the
Atlanta riots was kind of like oh man, like to be honest with you, like out of all the cities that were rioting, I feel Atlanta was more for the culture than any other city. Yeah. That's there. It's so many Black successful people that's there that stands for a lot, and it was crazy to see that in Atlanta. But that just shows you the magnitude. Yeah. And then don't get it twisted. You know, there are people who just enjoy the thrill of wanting to set something on fire or to just be where the action's at and looting and stuff like that. So, you know, don't get it twisted. All those people are not quote unquote protesters. Those are people who just like to be where it's at. And, you know, it's an opportunity. Like I said, it's the opportunity to not get caught by the folks. And
it's a purge.
It's a purge, you know. You're gonna have people grab stuff, you know. Everybody's not morally conscious to, hey, no, I'm gonna walk past Louis V. Oh, snap.
I've been wanting that belt. You know what
hey, I've been wanting a belt. I'm gonna go get it. Probably sell it on Amazon the next day. You know what I'm saying?
Man, this
nothing you could do.
But this is by far the most disgusted I've ever been with the government. And the blatant lack of respect for what the country is. You know, the country used to be the Midwest. The country used to be the farmers and all that other stuff. That used to be the country. The country is now urban America.
Yeah.
What drives this country financially is the culture.
Yeah.
Like you said, Atlanta's for the culture. Like, that's what drives the country. That's the forefront. That's the engine. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And the way it's just completely like disregarded and like downplayed. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It definitely is, man. And it just makes you, you know, think like, you know, it's a lot of conspiracy theorists and things about the system and stuff.
Yeah.
But it really just makes you think, because if you think about it as a Black person, and, you know, I strive to be a successful Black person because that's something in my family that it's not a lot of that, you know, just like a lot of Black people's families and minority families too. I'm not casting them out either, but it's predominantly in Black communities where a lot of it's like a generational like lack of knowledge, ignorance, lack of financial intelligence. It's a lot of that, and I feel like the system is seeming that we're stuck in this system so that way they can keep track of us. Because you got to think, you get on any government assistance, they all in your business. How many kids you got? What's your kids' name? How old they are? Who are you? How long you know this? You got a man in the house? What's his name? You know what I'm saying? And they know your income and all of that. And it just seems like the system is just to keep that oppression over and over and over again, to where technically if you make it out, quote unquote, if you make it out and you're Black, it's only a few of you. And when they make it out, they don't ever look back, you know what I'm saying, to the community, because it's kind of like you made it out. It's no different from like how it was back in the day. Somebody like Frederick Douglass, he was, he didn't know what slavery was because we know he went overseas. He was like, hey, I'm out. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. He's a slave, I'm gone. You know what I'm saying? And people are like, oh, you sell out? But nah, this man was like, nah, bruh.
Yeah.
they ain't beefing like this over here. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, but you're absolutely right. It's like the wealth is not kept within the community. It's not. The wealth is always dispersed and given out. You know what I'm saying? If Absolutely. You look, and you're right. That's one thing that but there's instances where I know it can be done. Like
I feel that way too.
Like Toronto. Toronto has a popping scene.
Yeah,
a lot of Black-owned businesses, man, that are running the town, and there's a lot of small town. I mean, Williamsburg.
Yeah.
For the simple fact that anybody, any color, creed, sex, gender, whatever you into, do what you got to do in Brooklyn. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But you're right. It's
just hard here in America. That's the thing. It's hard here in America because if you look at how history is, you had Black Wall Street. You had I just learned about Seneca Village here in New York. That Central Park was a all Black community, and just all the things that we actually did culturally. When we tried to defend on our own and be able to create our own, kind of like the Jews and stuff like that, it was burnt down. It was bombed, so it's kind of like, what do you want us to do? Like, we tried building our own.
It was like that in Philly too.
Yeah.
Philly, it's, man. And like you said, Black Wall Street, I mean, it's absolutely.
A lot of Baltimore was popping once upon a time. Atlanta, I feel like Atlanta is a newer version of that. Mm-hmm. I feel like there's a lot of Black people in Atlanta, and if you move to a city, I feel like New York is pretty okay too. But it has its I'm
gonna keep it real. The racism in New York completely different than the racism down south.
Absolutely,
because the racism in New York is like highbrow. It's like the nose is up on it. Like they think that you're not catching on to the shit.
Yeah.
But you straight up know what the fuck they on. It's always a different type of level.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But the South is just in your face.
Oh yeah, it's in your face. They don't care. Like that stuff they have in Brunswick, everybody's like, oh my gosh, not even surprised. Stuff going on in California is kind of like almost like them boys already know the drill. Man, listen, after what happened to Rodney King, they already know what's up out there.
Yeah.
They don't want that smoke out there.
Facts.
They don't want that smoke out there. That's you know what I'm saying? That's like I would say the people will go ham out there.
As they should though. They should. And under any type of pretenses like this, any type of situation like this, it only makes sense.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Did you see the CNN guy getting arrested?
What's the reporter that got arrested?
Yeah, the reporter.
I saw the reporter got shot with like a sandbag bullet or like one of those things, like a.
So apparently, and I personally think this is a hoax. I think this is a hoax, but they were saying that CNN, one of the reporters that was out there was Black in Minneapolis, and he supposedly showed the badge that he was with CNN or whatever, and the police still walked up on him. and said that the reporter didn't move when they asked to move, but they said the other people were saying that the reporter was like, hey, we'll move wherever you want to do. I'm just doing my job. I'm reporting. This is my badge. Da 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 da. And that he ended up getting arrested. And it was another white guy that was reporting in the same area that didn't get arrested. And they were saying that the mayor said to release him immediately, et cetera, et cetera. I don't see a police being that dumb. You know what I'm saying? To walk up and you showing a badge and all that stuff, and you work with CNN. Like, come on, you're a media company. You think you wouldn't want to arrest somebody that's in a media company? No. And not just any media company.
Your face will be all over the news.
Yeah. Come on. I don't know. And during this time, you kind of got to be like, you got to have some kind of discernment. You got to understand what's real and then what's propaganda to make people sway in a certain direction. Don't forget, it's still an election year. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
It's still an election year.
Man, listen.
You know what I'm saying? Don't forget.
Yo, on that note, bro, that's something I want to talk about too for a second. Is
yeah.
Old 45 over here. Yo, we're going to take a break, man. We'll hit you right back after the break, man. It's 1201 the podcast. Bro.
We have a program alarm, 1201. Roger, go 1201.
I'll wait till we come back in. I'll talk.
I'm going to throw it back in. Hey, yo, man, we are back on. Welcome back to 1201 the podcast. We got a lot on our chest, man. You know what I'm saying? It's your man, So It Go Jay. That's So It Go Jay. Well, all underscores in between. I'm here with my man, yo. Twizzle Man.
56, 5'6". That's me. Holla at your boy.
Word. TWIZZLEMAN 5'6". You know what I'm saying? Yo, man, before the break, dude, we was talking about old mustard over here.
Oh, he's called old mustard.
Old mustard over here.
Old mustard.
Yeah, man. So he's been on a rampage. Twitter fingers is seriously full of.
You think that's his real Twitter page? Or you think that's somebody just really ramping it up?
Well, I mean, just in general, I'm talking about the other tweets. You know what I'm saying? The tweets he was talking, about with he was basically, I hate to say it, man, but he had put some racist tweets out there, calling the people that are out there peaceful, doing what they're doing because of what they believe in, calling them dogs, and then the army will be in full effect.
Yeah.
Saying like, come on, son, like I don't jack with that. That don't fly with me.
Yeah. What you flexing for? You know what I'm saying? What you flexing on? Like I said, I don't know if that's really if he tweeting that. I know that's his page or whatever, but I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I feel like that's just shock. You know what I mean? Because he's a businessman.
He all about the shock and all.
And he's a businessman. He got
a business.
Yeah, he got. I'm pretty sure he got business with Twitter. I'm pretty sure that certain people come to that. He gets certain mentions and stuff. You know what I'm saying? It's I don't even pay attention. People get upset about his tweets and stuff like that. I'm just like,
you over it.
Get out of here, man. Get out of here, man.
He was doing the anti-Joe Biden because he's been on a tear with these campaign commercials.
Yeah.
He's been on anti-Joe Biden. He did the T.I. song. He flipped that.
Yep.
He flipped that, and
Tip was hot, boy.
Tip wasn't happy about that.
Yeah. He was hot. And that's not a good look.
Tip was like, I'm going for the bag on this one.
Yeah. So it's I just like I said, it's an election year, bro.
It's Joe Biden and Trump thing been going crazy, and those are our options, man. That's what you was telling me.
This is I feel that if anything that 2020 has showed us, that our system all the way around, I'm not even talking about just for blacks and stuff. 2020 just shows us that we have an outdated system that doesn't do much for the people, that doesn't do well for where we vote. There should not only be two options. Now, you got your independent parties, whoop-de-whoop-de-whoop, but everybody and their mama know that ain't enough revenue to back these people into
independents can't run the same way that Democrat and Republican can
They
run.
cannot.
You know what I'm saying? And many countries have more than two parties.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It needs to at least be about, I say probably about 4.
You equalize the playing field. You know what I'm saying? Just equalize the get rid of lobbyists, get rid of the electoral college.
Come on,
and make it a straight up vote. Popular vote, count vote, whatever.
They don't change it. I feel like I get the Constitution, but we still running off the same Constitution that was founded in 1776.
essentially,
it's 2020.
I hate to say it, man, but essentially what has to happen,
it's got to change.
It's always had to be sovereignty.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We claim sovereignty, and then another party has to emerge out of that. But the problem is, they're not going to give none of the bank loans to the sovereignty. They're not going to give none of the tax.
Why would they? Why would they? Yeah, why would they? That would mess up all their business plan. But I really feel, and I'm not, trying to get super politicky here because I'm not about to try to do it like that. But I'm just saying that system needs to change. There has to be somebody to say, all right, it's enough of that. The people who's in Congress right now probably been in Congress for the last 30, 40 years, whatever. Congress can be the longest held position out of everything. They be in there for decades. You know what I'm saying? President, only 2 terms.
We just realized that you can basically run as an independent and make it as a senator.
Yep.
Or a congressman or a congresswoman, like AOC.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Like she's a serious politician.
Yeah.
She's got some good standing ground. And she questions, like I was watching the interview with her and Mark Zuckerberg.
Yeah.
He was going in on that boy.
Yeah.
And she does the same thing with a general or a CEO. It doesn't matter. The same way.
You get everybody get the business.
Word.
And that's just how it be. We just need to change the system. I mean, it's still some things in the system that is pretty good, but we just need to change it. It's outdated. It needs to be updated. I mean, come on, my iPhone updates more than the system that we got going on right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to change the system. And even with the stimulus, when you look at the other countries, I saw like the other countries was getting like $2,000 a month, or some other big thing that was going on to where they taking care of their people, and we get a one-time $1,200 stimulus check.
Absolutely.
I'm grateful for whatever free money we get. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, what about those people? I'm one of the few that's blessed to still be working during this time.
Facts.
People who don't work, who can't work, and you think a one-time $1,200 is gonna stop, and then now you're gonna jeopardize people by opening? Yeah, no, not even. Rent. People got food. You know what I'm saying? People. Actually going. They just said that unemployment is paying $2 million. $2 million in unemployment.
Man,
come on, bro. Man,
that's crazy.
It's from that all the way until just basically how you get police force to how you pay your bills and stuff, the taxes, all that stuff. Come on, man. Come on. It's a broken system. It's broke. It's beyond broke. It's Democrats and Republicans. We tired of y'all. We tired of it. We tired of it. Period. It's got to be something different. Mm-hmm. It's got to be something different. Hell, we got food options. You got Burger King, McDonald's, Checkers,
Popeyes. You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying? When you will find somebody on Tinder, you can swipe left, swipe right. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Come on, bro. We got all these choices, but you mean to tell me who we picked to be our president? We only get 2?
Facts, bro.
Come on, bro.
Facts, bro. Yo, man. I'ma just call it on that. That's the best ending to an episode I've ever heard. That's real tough. Man, listen. Whether you following us from the last time or it's your first time checking us out, man, we appreciate you. We love you. I know it's crazy out there, man. It went from one crazy thing to another just terrible thing. You know what I'm saying? Bro. And yo, God bless the dead, man. Ashe, man. Rest in peace to everybody falling.
Amen.
Support and love and positive energy going out to anybody that's still struggling with it.
Anybody
that's out there is doing it, man. Just stay safe out there. And fuck the police, man, but treat each other nice. You know what I'm saying? Treat each other kind. And it's not a police person. When I say fuck the police, I want people to understand I ain't talking about fuck the police in general. I'm talking about fuck the badge, man. Fuck what they're doing behind it. You know what I'm saying? What the bullshit they're doing, and they use that as an excuse. I'm talking about fuck the idea of that. You know what I'm saying?
I agree with that. Totally.
Well, yeah, man. Yo, until the next time, man. It's 12 on the podcast. It's Twizzle Man 56. So go, Jay. And we'll catch you on the next one.
Yes, sir.
Do we have program alarm 1201? Roger, go 1201.